just what you were. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
And we're back with another one. This week we are going to talk about a Netflix movie. We are talking about the Breaking Bad film El Camino, written, produced, and directed by Vince Gilligan. He was also the original writer on Breaking Bad. Brian, tell us a little bit about it.
The movie is called El Camino, starring Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman. Is that right?
Nice, nailed it.
His name's Aaron Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's
Weirdo.
right. El Camino is a continuation of Breaking Bad. It ties up the character, Jesse Pinkman, because if you have not watched Breaking Bad, and I will not give any spoilers, but let's just say Jesse's story wasn't over.
Okay,
And-
we're going to assume you've seen Breaking Bad if you're watching this review right now.
And Jesse's story isn't over, so you pretty much start right where you kind of finish up, and events transpire, and we're going to get into it a little bit. I'm not going to go over the whole summary with that. But I would suggest to watch the last episode of Breaking Bad before you watch this movie, because I was lost.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It was a little while since I'd seen the end of Breaking Bad. Luckily, everything kind of came back to me as I was watching it. Initial thoughts, it was a pretty well put together movie, I thought.
It was just like another episode of Breaking Bad, pretty much. is
Yeah,
what
but it was
felt
2
like.
hours long.
It was overly long.
it was
a little
like a
too long.
2 hour long episode, basically. I don't think it was too long. I do think that a couple things were rushed in it almost.
It was anticlimactic. A lot of the bigger events that happened were kind of like forced, I guess you would say. Like, it didn't seem like they were necessary. Are we doing spoilers? Can we just go
Not
into
yet,
it?
Just
It's
keep-
on
no,
Netflix.
I know, I don't care. Just keep talking about it.
There's not much else I can say without going to spoilers.
What did you say?
It was decent. I'm glad I watched it, but it's not anything I would watch again. It was middle of the road, kind of a Breaking Bad episode for me, and I didn't even like the ending very much either. So
Oh, well, no.
You don't read
Aaron
screenplays.
Paul did another great job of being Jesse. Like, even after 6 years, I think 2013 was the last episode of Breaking Bad.
oh yeah, the acting
So
was
yeah,
great.
6 years later, like, Aaron Paul's still Jesse Pinkman. I mean, he obviously looks a little bit different, but he's
No,
still
he did-
Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah,
and
he
you,
did fantastic, right?
you see that in the movie. I did think it was a little weird. He goes from, so he comes out, he gets out of the, at the end of the series, he gets out of the cage that they had him in.
Okay, so spoilers. Here we go.
What? That's at the end of the TV show. Anyways, I thought it was weird. He kind of went from like Tom Hanks in Castaway after being broken and like on an island by himself for a long time, just straight to back to normal badass. I thought that transition was a little quick. It was like he took a shower and he was like, I'm back to normal.
He wasn't really a badass. He was still kind of like you said, a broken man.
But I mean,
wasn't
he was
like-
still more back to like Jesse Pinkman pre getting captured.
Yeah, back. I mean, he was never like a sophisticated badass. He was more of just like a punk. That's kind of what I would describe him as.
As far as
A
like
lovable
badass,
punk.
I mean, like he like just doesn't give a shit about anything. He just does what
Yeah.
he wants, type of
But
thing.
I mean, he was definitely frightened in moments of the show. He definitely was a lovable punk, is how I would describe him. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say he was a
think-
badass.
And I think that's why they
So
made this
Walter White.
movie was because there were so many people that actually loved his character and they hated to just see him drive off at the end of the series. It's like, wait, what happened to Jesse? Like he just drove off? which
I like the ambiguity of that because I liked what was in my mind, my ending, but now that they showed us what we got, it was so underwhelming. I think that's why I'm disappointed.
I thought it was a good send off to Jesse. It was like, let's see what happens.
It's kind of
once he got
depressing
out,
where he's going at the end of this movie. Kind of depressing.
Not really. I mean,
Eh.
he's. I thought it was good as a standalone like Jesse Pinkman send off movie. I agree with Brandon. It could have been a little bit better, but I thought it was a pretty solid goodbye to Jesse Pinkman.
All right, and with that, we'll give our ratings and we'll go into spoilers. I will give it a 6.6 out of 10.
I think I'm right there with you. I think like 6.5 out of 10. Whereas the TV show is obviously like a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, now let's get into spoilers so I can piggyback off what he just said.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
So yeah, I think the reason that why it didn't work for me this movie is because he felt out of character most of the time. There was no real like transition of like when his character became a badass, like you said. It was kind of
that was in the
like,
show.
There wasn't much dialogue. Like it was just kind of so. I think it was because it's been so long since the show that not only did I like kind of lose who Jesse was, but it was just like I was looking at it objectively instead of from a Breaking Bad fan, and it was like
I definitely agree with. I think this movie would have done better in like 2016 or 2017.
like
not
literally
waited this long.
within a year of the show ending.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go watch the last episode or even the last few episodes of the series, I would suggest doing that, and the movie will probably be better. I didn't do it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little lost on some of the characters, but they came back to me over time.
Like I said, the biggest gripes I had, I want to go to the gripe section, was one, when the guy randomly decided to have a Wild West shootout for him instead of just giving him $1,800 when the guy had $500,000.
He was high, bro, on cocaine.
Okay,
and
well,
other
I guess that's a
drugs.
good PSA never to do cocaine, but that was way too forced.
I
Too
liked
forced.
it. It was awesome.
Why would you?
And he just pulls the gun out of his sleeve, or it was in his pocket the whole time.
No, because if he would have just shot Jesse.
Do you understand though? If he would have won the duel, he would have or gotten another $250,000.
He could have just shot or strangled Jesse originally in the apartment then. When they got the money out of the fridge, he had 3 opportunities to kill him. He could have shot him, but then Jesse said that stuff. He could have strangled him, or they could have just knocked him out and tied him up. But no, they let him go, but then he's going to kill him later?
Because
that's just weird.
It's like what is it? Respect among thieves. What's the saying? Something among thieves. Anyways, when they're in the apartment, and that was another story they told throughout the movie, was that side character. They kind of showed how they know each other, and I think how it stems back to when the welder guy was there and Jesse.
Yeah,
was
that was a
back on the
cool
chain.
flashback.
I think deep down that welding guy felt bad for Jesse, and when he saw him in the apartment, he realized who he was, and he was like, "Holy shit! Like this guy got out."
Well, then if he felt
like,
bad for Jesse, he should have gave him a measly $1,800 instead of trying to kill him.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid.
I think it was like.
Are you stupid or something?
I also really liked the scene with Walter. Walter is in the movie. There's this flashback scene. Basically goes back to the beginning of the whole series when they were making meth out of a Winnebago. And I'm pretty sure it was like their first...
nostalgia factor.
Yeah, their first score together or whatever. They're eating in a diner and they have like a civil conversation. This is like before all the shit hits the fan. This is before Jesse and Walter's relationship like goes to shit. So it was really nice to see that it was somewhat of a closure between...
No, there's just nothing to keep going. It just makes me kind of sad.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to go to Alaska.
It would be, but it'd be also maybe show some hope.
I think I'll go to Alaska.
I
think I'll start
before
a new
we
life.
get out of here.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let's
a
go
little.
to the fun facts.
Kind of takes us to the fun facts segment because there are some decent ones. I mean,
Fun facts?
actually not a whole lot of fun facts. It's more like
Fun facts.
You think it's a game?
So, anyways, Vince Gilligan, he came to Aaron Paul in 2017 with the idea for their movie. They filmed it in 2018.
Okay.
And it actually was unconfirmed until this year, August of this year.
Okay.
So literally 2 months ago, like it wasn't going to come out. Also with that, the reason we never really heard about it is the cast and crew were like sworn to secrecy on the movie. Like no social media, no nothing, no leaks on it, no nothing.
A lot of cover up for a mediocre movie.
The idea, so he approached Aaron Paul in 2017, but the real idea came right after shooting the last episode. Vince Gilligan immediately didn't like how he ended Jesse Pinkman's thing, and he knew he was going to make a movie. He just didn't think it was going to take so long.
Terrible
And
name.
there really aren't that many, but the last one is there was actually an alternate ending to this movie. So the alternate ending was Jesse was going to meet a woman on the border between America and Canada, and he was actually going to risk his own, risk himself to save her in some way, and it would actually force him to get caught. Like, knowing he was going to get caught, he was still going to save this girl, kind of show his character, and that was actually going to stem a entire sleep deprivation storyline, to where basically throughout the movie he was like sleep deprived, he couldn't sleep, but he couldn't deal with himself, and it was going to end with him getting caught, and the last shot of the movie was going to be him in a jail cell falling asleep, and that was going to represent like he's finally at peace. Like, he doesn't have to worry anymore, and he's finally at peace in a jail cell.
I think I would have liked that better, honestly.
And he was going to like fall asleep.
I guess real quick, we'll say what we're going to do. Our next episode is probably going to be Halloween special, so stick around for that one. And then what else are we going to be watching?
I don't know. Go watch some Halloween movies. Go watch some cheesy Halloween movies, some old Halloween movies. I watched Annabelle Comes Home, and it was average at best. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that scary either. The other Conjuring movies are way better, in my opinion. If you're looking for a scary
you heard
movie.
it first. Do not go see Annabelle.
It's on rent. It's
Annabelle
on
or
rent.
Hannibal?
Well, you can, however you want it.
Any way you want
Anyways.
it, that's the way you want it. Any way you
Well, we
want
always appreciate you stopping by and watching us. Give that thing a like and subscribe for more content. We plan to be back next week with another movie review. It's going to get weird in here on Halloween, I'll tell you that.
It's going to get spooky.
Spooky, scary, spooky, scary. All right, have a good weekend. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Ha 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 ha